Back in 2023, I had a very, very different mindset when it came to panning makeup and no buys and anti-consumerism and all that kind of stuff. I was adamant I was going to be on a no buy throughout the majority of 2023, and I actually did a really, really good job. Pre-Black Friday 2023, I had bought pretty much nothing, and the things that I had bought were very, very planned out purchases that I had thought about, no impulse buys. And then on Black Friday, I allowed myself to buy a few new things, and then that was pretty much it. I'm not going to include gifts in this video because I did get gifts for Christmas and birthdays, things like that. Today, I'm only going to include products that I went out and physically spent my own money on, and I'm going to give you my thoughts in retrospect. Would I have bought this if I knew what I knew now? But just before we do jump into the video today, if you have not already, like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup like I'm wearing today. As always, everything will be linked down below that I'm wearing on my face. That's the same for every single video on my channel. Let me know, what was your biggest regret of 2023 makeup wise? I know that could get a little bit deep, but purely talking about makeup and purchases, I definitely have a few that I would definitely not buy again. But let's jump into it. I'm gonna go from the start of 2023 to the end of 2023, and to be honest, looking at my pile here, I actually can't believe that this was all I bought in 2023. It is kind of crazy. So first, I am going to start with my color correctors. So I went out and I bought this green color corrector, and I also bought a pink color corrector as well. The pink one is no longer in my collection. It has been decluttered, which tells you a lot. And to be honest, this is next in line to be decluttered. This I don't think I've ever used. I may have used it once. So I had very, very bad acne back in 2023, even more than I do now. I actually started my acne medication late 2023. No, it was like July 2023. So not really late. But before that, my acne was horrific. It was so bad. I started my acne journey in about February, so this was something that I thought would help with that. I don't know if I'm just not skilled enough to use color correctors, but I always end up having green on my face. Like, you can see the green, and I use the tiniest bit of this. To be honest, for the hassle of this, I'd rather just add an extra layer of normal concealer. And for the peachy pinky one, it was meant to cancel out dark circles under the eyes. At the time, I was at drama school. I was doing a long day every day. I was doing a lot of physical activity, and so I was pretty tired a lot of the time. And to be honest, that color corrector didn't do much either. I could still see my dark circles under my eyes, and I was just like, this is not good. This is not good. So yeah, this I would not repurchase. Would I even use this today? Probably not. I am very lucky in the fact that my acne has definitely got so much better. I'm currently on antibiotics. As I said, I did start that acne journey, but this is just something that I've learned. I'm not a color corrector girl. It was something that at the time I thought was a very, very good purchase. I had spoken about buying it on my YouTube channel because I was on a no buy at this time, but I didn't have any color correctors in my collection, and so I thought I'd give it a go. I didn't buy the super expensive ones. Sleek is a pretty affordable brand here in the UK, and so I thought at the time this was a good purchase, but honestly, in hindsight, I'd have probably just made do with normal concealers. Maybe I'll give this one another go sometime, but color correctors just aren't for me, and that's okay. And then I didn't buy anything until July. That was it. The 2 color correctors was all I bought in the first half of 2023, which is incredible. I could never do that now. I'm definitely a lot different in mindset when it comes to makeup now. But July came, I think it was, yes, July, because I remember I was looking through my makeup collection and I realized I didn't have anything to wear for graduation. Graduation, big deal, big deal. And because I'd project panned so much, I realized that all of my foundations I wasn't keen on, as well as my concealers. I didn't have something that I knew would last all day, would look amazing. I didn't want to be like a sludgy mess at the end of graduation. So I went out to Superdrug and I bought a foundation, concealer, and primer. Oh my god, what a rebel. So the foundation that I bought was the Uoma by Sharon C foundation. Now this is too dark for me. I did actually try this in a recent video. It wasn't really dark for me. Like, believe it or not, I do have a tan right now. I know I'm a pasty white ghost, but this isn't that dark for me right now, but normally it is pretty dark. So I decided to get a very, very light concealer as well, just because mixed together, these are like my perfect shade. Super matte, super full coverage, super long lasting. It is exactly what I wanted for graduation. I really do like this foundation. I'd love to get it in a shade that actually matches me, because then all of the faff would be just taken away and it would be so much easier to use. But I am so glad I bought this foundation, because my graduation pictures look bomb. My graduation pictures look great. My skin at the time was awful, and this is what really prompted me to start my acne journey. It was the build up to graduation, and my skin was struggling. She was a mess. So full coverage. This technically isn't the concealer that I bought a year ago. This is a replacement. I actually finished up my old Collection Lasting Perfection. It is one of my favorite concealers, so I completely used it up. I did mix a lot of it in with this foundation, so it used a lot of product, but of course I've repurchased it, so you know I absolutely love that concealer. Now, what I haven't spoken about is the primer that I bought on this day. Oh boy, let me talk. So the primer that I bought was the Collection Matte Primer, and this sucks. If you have dry skin, steer clear of this. If you have dry skin, this is not for you. This dried my skin out so much. And should I have got a matte primer when I have dry skin? Maybe not, but you know what? I've used a lot of mattifying primers before, and it really hasn't behaved how this collection one behaved. It literally made me, you know when your hands like skip on your skin because your skin is so dry? It literally made my face shrivel up. I felt disgusting with that primer on, and I really didn't think it did much either. It was one of those silicone based primers, and I actually decluttered that in last year's Vlogmas declutter series because I knew I was not going to use that. Now, looking back, I know that I don't like primer. It's something that I just don't use. I can't remember the last time that I used a primer, and what I like to do now is just moisturize really, really well. I have two moisturizers that I use in the morning before I do my makeup, a slightly thinner vitamin C moisturizer, and then a really thick moisturizer as well. That works so well as my primer in the mornings. I do not waste my money on primers. It's just something that I don't feel the need for. So yeah, I would not have repurchased the Collection primer. Not at all. Like, looking back, I definitely was in the primer cult. I was in the you need primer every single day. That was my mindset, and I was like, if I'm gonna be at graduation, I need to give it the best possible chance, so I need to give it the best possible primer. No, that's not my mindset anymore. I'm pretty happy without any primer. My makeup stays pretty well all day. I'm fine, you know? I've never seen a difference really. So yeah, I'm happy with these two purchases. These were really, really good. 10 out of 10. Of course, I'd like a lighter shade in this, but it's no big deal. Primer, big fat flop. And the rest of the things were my Black Friday haul. This is all I bought. Like, this is crazy. I bought technically 5 things in the year, and then in October on Black Friday, I think it's October? Is it October or is it November? I don't know. Oh well. But whatever Black Friday was, this was the last little haul that I made, and I have a lot to talk about right now. So let's talk first about some bougie products. So let's talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. This... Ooh, we had beef from the moment we met. So I did my shade match in Boots in Chester. I remember I had this whole plan, right? I was so excited last Black Friday. I've learnt my lesson now. I had this whole plan. I was going to get on the train early on that morning. I was going to go to Chester because Chester's like a big shopping kind of town, city kind of place in England. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in town because I'm going to get such amazing deals in person online. The deals in person are big fat flops. Stay and do your shopping online. Honestly, I learned that the hard way, and especially with this. So I was at the checkout, right, in Boots last Black Friday. I had this and I had the Anastasia concealer, which I will talk about later on. Trust me, we'll get there. And it came to like so much money. It came to about like £60. I had like a present for my mum. I like to do Christmas shopping as well on Black Friday. It just came to so much money. And I remember as I was at the self-checkout, looking at the prices online for the foundation and concealer, and they were so much cheaper than they were in store. And I felt like a mug. I felt like I'd been scammed. It was so annoying. I could have just stayed at home and got a cheaper deal. So everyone stay at home this Black Friday. Don't go out because the online deals are so much better. Like, I felt like an idiot. So I already had a bad taste in my mouth about this. This was like £40. Even in the Black Friday, non-Black Friday, non-sale that they were doing in Boots, this was like £40. And I was like, that's a lot of money. But I've heard really good things about it. I don't really like it. It's very thin for me. It's not very full coverage for me. As I said before, I do suffer with acne. I have very, very acne-prone, dry skin. I get very self-conscious about my skin. I love full coverage foundations. This is not full coverage. This is like light to medium. It says that it's luminous. I don't really see it at all. I do have dry skin, like I said, so maybe the oils just don't come out the same way. This is just like fine. And it leaks. It leaks so badly. It is ridiculous. You can see it's in a project pan right now and you can see the line here. I'd say half of this use has just leaked out. It's wasted product. I've had to tape around the pump. It still leaks out. It's leaking out of both of these holes in the pump. It is just awful. I really want to project pan this because I physically cannot declutter this because it costs so much money. So I'm going to project pan it. I'm just going to get it out my collection that way, because if you think I'm decluttering a £40 foundation, you're very much mistaken. Now, talking about Anastasia and project panning, I did buy the ABH concealer on the same day that I bought the foundation. I hated it. I hated it so bad. It is so thick and so dry. It is like the complete opposite of the foundation. It's like they made the foundation and then was like, let's just do everything that this is not, good and bad, in that concealer. It was just weird. It was so cakey, so thick, so dry. Ugh, under the eyes, it made me look about 1,000,000 years old. The only way that I could use it was as a lightening mixing concealer or as a spot concealer. It did work very well for that. I will say, as a spot concealer, because it was so thick and so full coverage, it was really good as a spot concealer, but I had bought a lighter shade than my skin tone because obviously I was expecting to use it under the eyes. Do not use this under the eyes. It was so bad. I will not be repurchasing that. You cannot force me to repurchase that. Honestly, there are things that I'm going to talk about next that are just so much better. So beyond better. And they're 1/10 of the price. So yeah, I feel like I was scammed at Boots last Black Friday. I'm going to move on because I'm still salty about it. So the final order that I made. This is crazy that this is all that I bought in 2023. Honestly, wow, I had some self-restraint. I made a Makeup Revolution order because a lot of Makeup Revolution base products I actually love. I love Makeup Revolution base products. Their eyeshadows are not the best. Their cheap products are pretty hit and miss. Their lip products are really nice. I did buy a lip product as well in this order, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But it was so cheap. Revolution's so cheap anyway. On Black Friday, it's even cheaper. And I actually really love everything that I got in this haul. So let's talk about this first. This is the Revolution Coconut Restore Fixing Spray. I'd heard a hell of a lot of good reviews about this, and I'm not a fixing spray person, I'm not a primer person, and I'm not a setting spray person. However, my eyes have a very brilliant habit of leaking really badly. I am on eye drops as well, so that definitely helps. But if I leave the house on a particularly windy day, I find that if I put this on, even if my eyes leak, my makeup stays in place, which is beautiful. It is a godsend because I come up to work looking normal and not looking like I've been sobbing on my commute to work, you know? I don't think that this extends the wear time of my makeup, but I do think that it keeps it in place, like water-wise. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Would I spray this just for longevity? No. Would I spray this to like keep my makeup in place if I know my eyes are going to be watery, or if there's a chance that my eyes are going to be watery? Yes. This is what I use this more for. I just don't see the point in setting sprays. Like, I've used the Urban Decay one, which is meant to be best of the best. It's just like, I don't see it. Maybe I need to do a half and half one day, because I think what it is, I don't look at my face particularly closely at the end of the day, so maybe I just don't realise. I don't know. Anyway, I bought that. I kind of like it. That was like the least liked product in this haul. So let's talk about this. This is actually what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is the Revolution Pout Balm in Mocha Shine, and it's one of those twisty-uppy, very, very glossy lip products. So Tarte Maracuja Juicy-esque. This was the first kind of product that I bought like that, and I love it. You can see this tone is so beautiful. The only thing that I would say about this is it has a super minty aftertaste that stays on your lips for a very long time. So I probably put this on about an hour ago and it's come off now. I don't notice it now, but honestly for a good like 40 minutes you can taste the mint and it's quite strong. So if you're not into stuff like that, I definitely skip this. Stick with the more like Tarte or the NYX ones are really good as well. But these for the price are so good. Packaging, cheap. Very cheap. But you know what? It's Makeup Revolution. I got it on a steal. I love the product itself. Love this. I would definitely buy more shades of this. However, I do think the other shades are very, very pink, which aren't for me. Mocha Shine, gorgeous. I love this. Would repurchase this. This was a good product. Then I have two foundations. So let's start with this. Oh, this is an absolute fave. This is an old fave. So I originally bought this about like 3 or 4 years ago, which is crazy. It seems like yesterday. And I remember it so well. I was in Superdrug in Liverpool and I saw this on sale for £2. And I was like, I've got to buy it because it's obviously so bad. I've got to try it because I've got to laugh at this and I've got to make fun of this and I've got to share this with my YouTube viewers because it has to be so bad. It's £2. It's from Revolution. This is one of the best foundations I've ever tried in my life. Revolution Matte Base. I'm in the shade F2. This is so good. It's very, very full coverage. It's very thick as well. So if you're into like a very thin foundation, I know thick foundations aren't really the trend right now, but honestly, cake face, I'm still living in 2016. This thick, full coverage, like really comfortable. It blurs the pores. It is so cheap as well. Honestly, I can't find anything wrong with this. I literally can't. So Black Friday came and I was like, you know that foundation that I finished like ages ago and I absolutely love? I'm going to buy it again. And I did. And I do not regret it in the slightest. I love this thing so much. I would wear this every single day. I could wear this as a daily foundation. I adore this. If you have acne-prone skin and you're looking for a foundation to help with your skin, this one. It's so cheap. It's so amazing. I love it. Definitely a amazing purchase from me. And then I also picked up another foundation. I decided on Black Friday to pick up quite a few base products because at the time I'd been project panning like relentlessly and obviously I've been on a no buy. And so I thought, you know what, I need to get a lot of base products because I had like no foundations or concealers left. So they were like my go-to target for Black Friday, so I did have a lot of base products in this little haul. Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. I really love this as well. Revolution foundations are just so good. They are. I'm baffled at how good their foundations are because like a lot of their other products just suck, but the foundations are so good. So this, as I said, I've got very dry skin. The hydrating aspect of this is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. I find that this is slightly less coverage than the matte base, but it's still really, really beautiful. This is obviously more matte, this is more hydrating and moisturizing, so depending on how my skin is that day, depends on which foundation I use. But both are 10 out of 10 foundations. I absolutely love both of them, would repurchase both of them. I can't believe that the Anastasia foundation and concealer I hate with a passion, and then the Revolution stuff I just love. And finally, the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. So I got both of them, the foundation and the concealer, and I still love this as well. So I am wearing this today, and I've barely got any of this left. This is very close to being finished. I've been reaching for it consistently since Black Friday last year, and I've just been really loving it. I can't believe how good luck I've had with Revolution products in comparison to the bougie brands like ABH. It's baffling to me. It is absolutely crazy to me, and I'm so grateful that I made the Revolution purchase, because otherwise Black Friday would have been a flop, a big fat flop. It really would have been. So this is it. This is the only products that I bought in the whole of 2023. Now, I did get gifts, like I said, but I'm not really going to be counting gifts. I just want to talk about the things that I purchased, that I made the splurge on. I broke my no-buy for. I can't believe that I only bought a few makeup products. I've like doubled this already this year. It is crazy, but I kind of moved mindsets now that I'm more in the like, I want to do more reviews and I want to try new makeup and I want to do a few little hauls, you know? And I feel like that mindset has definitely boosted my channel a lot. I'm very grateful for my very, very low buy year, but I'm also very grateful for the position that I'm in now as well. So here we go. What do you think? Were you expecting for me to have such little products to talk about today? I was not. I was making this list and I was like, where's everything else? Where is it all? But this is it. This is all I bought in 2023. What is your worst product that you bought last year? A massive regret. And also, what is your favorite product that you bought last year? Maybe it's something that I love. Maybe it's something that I hate. Or maybe it's something that I need to look into. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I love reading your comments, but this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you for today, guys. I hope you have an incredible day. Like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye!